watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching.
You're watching.
Soulful discussion.
So hi, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right. And so how did our paths just cross right now? How did we just meet?
You just walked up.
Yeah, you were sitting here and you're like looking out at this beautiful ocean right here that we got. And
trying to relax.
Absolutely. And what did I approach you about?
About mental health, anxiety, depression.
Yeah. And there was two other topics. So we talked about feet, mental health, and reflexology, right?
Yes.
All right. So in terms of mental health, you said you're not really too familiar with like a lot of terms and things like that. So I'm going to discuss some things with you today, and I just want to get what your opinion is to it. Like, how do you feel about it? Okay.
Okay.
Reflexology. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay. So that'll be some more information I can provide to you, and you let me know how you feel afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
So let's jump into the questions. Okay.
All right.
What's something you like that other people might find to be weird? And I'm using the term weird for a reason. Like, it could just be a strange hobby you might have or something like that.
People find it weird.
Yeah. If nothing comes to mind, just let me know.
Right.
Nothing comes to mind right now?
No.
We'll come back around, okay?
Okay.
Has anyone ever made you feel insecure about your body or a body part before?
At one point.
At one point?
Yeah.
How did you get past it? How did you get to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore?
Oh, well, I realized that, as long as I feel good about myself and how I am, it doesn't matter. It took me a while to realize, but I got over
time,
it.
right?
Yes.
That's cool, man. If there was one thing you could change about yourself, and it doesn't have to be physical, just anything in general, what would you change?
Maybe be a better person.
Okay. And you mean just like through like your actions, like things you do? Or?
Yeah, my action, my attitude sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Well, I mean, let me say something right now. You're doing a YouTube video with me. You don't know me. That's already a step right there where you're doing something pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. So let's get into these questions. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
About my what?
Your feet. How do you feel about them?
My feet?
Yeah.
I feel good about my feet.
You feel
good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Have you ever received any compliments before about your feet?
No.
Never?
No.
Really? Okay. Really? Okay, that's interesting. How would you feel if you did get a compliment about your feet?
If I did get a compliment about my feet, I probably would feel kind of weird, like, because somebody's actually looking at my feet.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I get that a lot from women, right? Would it be different if somebody complimented you on your hair, your eyes, your hands, like, because they're paying attention to that too, though, right? Those are parts that they're paying.
Right.
But that wouldn't be any weirder?
No, because you're actually seeing people like this, but somebody to actually look at your feet is I don't know.
We're not saying like they're staring. We're just saying like they're walking by, you're wearing sandals, and they're like, oh, hey, you have nice feet. Like, and they keep going. That would be weird, though?
Probably.
Okay. What are your thoughts on... I'm pretty sure you're married, right?
Yes.
I'm going to skip these questions then because that's not really for you. How often do you get pedicures?
How often do I get pedicure?
Yeah.
Probably every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever heard of medical pedicures before?
No.
Okay, so medical pedicures is when you go see like a podiatrist, a foot specialist, and they basically take a look at your feet and they look at how your nails are growing. They take a look at your toe alignment to make sure it's correct. They look at whether you have any fungus or dead skin, and they do all the work right there. And so it's they use medical grade equipment. So it's not like when you go to like the salons and it's cosmetic. It's more in depth, like, and it's more that has to do with like your health, like making sure that you're right.
Oh, okay.
Would that be something you would try in the future? Or?
Yeah.
Cool, because it can be helpful, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. How often do you wear like open toe shoes, sandals, flip flops?
Most of the time. The only time I don't wear them is I don't really wear flip-flop, but I wear heels and wedges a lot. Okay. So most of the time.
Okay. How often do you go barefoot?
Oh, I love being barefoot at home.
Okay. Have you ever heard of grounding and earthing? So it's for people who feel like when their feet are like touching like the earth, like grass, dirt, whatever, sand, they feel like they get energy back from the earth. Well, it makes them feel the most at home.
I like being barefoot on the grass.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So do you feel more relaxed when you're doing that? Like when you're...
I do. I kind of like it. When I'm at the park, there's times where I'll step on the dirt and people will look at me like, hey, I mean, I grew up playing like that. It was nothing like,
and it's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so now, can we see what your feet look like up close? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, can you put them both out here and then we can get a look? All right, what size do you wear?
A 6.
Size 6. All right, can you take the sandal off? All right, and let's lift your feet up so we see the soles. Like, you have a great arch. Have you ever? Has anybody ever told you that?
No.
Your arch is great. Like, it's a high arch. It's really nice, and your toes are like in alignment. They start from big to small, so that's really cool. All right, so how are you feeling so far? We're doing this interview, and leave your feet out. We're gonna go through a couple more exercises. How are you feeling? Like, is it? Because at first you were like a little bit skeptical.
I'm still kind of like.
You're still kind of.
Because my feet.
Oh, okay, no, but we all have feet, right? And
yeah.
So it's not something to be, self-conscious about or anything like that. So let me tell you about the mental health what got me involved, and then I want your opinion about how you feel about that approach.
Okay.
So you've never heard of DBT before, have you?
No.
Okay. So it's dialectical behavioral therapy. It's for people who suffer from like anxiety, depression, people who they don't live in the moment. So they're presented with a situation and they overthink the situation. Like they start thinking about all the negative things can happen. They don't see a positive outcome.
Right.
So therapists prescribe for them. Let's say you had a fear of approaching strangers, right? You don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
They would have you go out and approach strangers. Do it over and over again. Exposure therapy, like getting yourself used to like the uncomfortable feeling that comes with it.
Okay.
And so when you're in that moment and you feel uncomfortable, you do a self-assessment and you ask yourself, what's the worst that's going to happen in this situation, right? Because a lot of times, like the things we think about are not realistic. Like it's things that are like hyperbole. It's like well beyond what's actually going to happen. So you do a self-assessment, you cope with it, and you try to foresee a positive outcome coming from it, right?
Right.
What are your thoughts about that? How do you feel about that type of practice? Because it's something for like overcoming your fears. Because even for you, right, during this interview, at first you were like, and you said you might still feel like that, right? But you're doing it. So how are you doing it? How are you going through it? How are you coping?
I'm just trying to stay
positive.
Yeah. Positive and my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what it's all about. So do you think there are benefits to trying like something like that, trying to like?
Yeah, because if you're afraid of something or like the way I feel, you gotta actually, like you said, stay positive. Think of what's the what?
Yeah, what's the worst that's gonna happen in that situation? Right?
Like me stuttering.
Absolutely. Well, no, you're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine. So let's jump into reflexology, right? You said you're not familiar with that. So reflexology deals with the different like pressure points you have in your hands and your feet. You have all these different pressure points that like correlate back to other parts of your body, like it goes back. So like, I don't know if you ever deal with like migraines or anything like that.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a portion of your foot you can actually massage to like alleviate the tension.
Oh, really?
That you're feeling from that. Yeah. Do you mind if I show you? I won't massage it. I'm saying I'll just show you. I'm going to point out the area for you. I'm not going to massage it. Yeah. So like right here at the base of your toe, right here, if you massage that area in a circular motion with applying a little bit of pressure, you can alleviate the tension you're feeling in your head. So your husband, have him do it on both feet. Just massage that area and you'll like alleviate that tension that you're feeling. Okay. What are your thoughts about that? Because like there's different parts in your body that can be helped by just like massages and things like that.
Well, I like that because there's times where I'll have to take Motrans and they're really not good for my heart.
Exactly. So that's a more holistic and natural approach to doing it. Yeah. So like I said, just tell him like when you start to feel that, can you give me a massage right here? He can use a little oil and just kind of massage that area in a circular motion and apply a little bit of pressure to it. Okay. So with that being said, now how ticklish are you?
Very ticklish.
Very ticklish? Do you mind if we test it on camera? Just to see. Is that okay? Okay. All right. Let's start with the right foot. Let me get you put your right foot out. Now, and I'm going to start from the bottom and you tell me where it's most ticklish at. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. And right in the middle? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Hold it here for try to hold it in there for 5 seconds. Okay. All right. Not so much at the top? No. Not at the bottom. Right here.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Let's try the left. All right. And 1, 2, 3. And same spot?
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay, which one is more ticklish?
This one.
This one? All right, I'm gonna have you try something, and this should alleviate the tension. Because are you also ticklish like when you're getting pedicures?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you try something. This should like be less. Okay, put your foot back out. I want you to wiggle your toes while I'm doing it. Okay, is it less?
Oh yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
So because your foot's in motion, it can't pick up on the different like sensations that it's feeling. So when you go get your pedicures, if you're feeling like too ticklish like that, just wiggle your toes a bit and you will start to like alleviate that, okay?
Okay.
Let's try this one. All right. 1, 2, 3, and wiggle, wiggle. Less, right?
Yeah.
Less? Okay. And so like I said, when you go get your pedicures, try doing that. It'll alleviate a lot of that ticklishness that you're feeling from that, okay?
Okay.
So let's wrap up the interview. In terms of my approach, when I walked up, was my approach good? Was it bad? Is there something I can work on? What did you think?
No, it was okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of the interview, start to finish, did you see how everything was going in the line? Did it make sense to you? And did you learn anything new from the information I provided?
Yes, I did.
You definitely learned about the migraines, right? And this is your husband?
Yeah, this is my husband.
So listen, I just gave her a trick to help her out with migraines because she said she deals with those a lot. So actually, if you come over, can you? I'll demonstrate so I can show you real quick.
No, that's cool, bro. That's cool.
You cool?
Yeah.
I wanted you to.
I never get migraines, bro.
Okay. No, but I'm saying for her. I want you to.
I only get them from her.
Oh. But no, I wanted you to do the massage here so you can see exactly what it is that you can do. So lift your foot up, sir. Okay, come down. And just put your thumb here, and what you're gonna do is massage like in a circular motion. Yeah. But you want to get. Do you mind? Let me just show them real quick. So like this, and you just want to get in here and you want to massage like a circle. Use some oils.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Right there.
And it'll and just do it in a circular motion and do it for both feet, and it'll start to alleviate the tension that she's feeling in her head and stuff. Cool.
All right.
All right. So the last thing I'm gonna have you do, from a mental health standpoint, right? Maybe some wise words of wisdom you've heard from somebody in the past, or a life lesson that you learned that you can say to my channel that could be helpful to them. And it could be the simplest of things, like maybe like a creed that you live by or something like that. you're gonna leave right in the middle of that.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, it's all good. Don't worry.
Jesus will say Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.
Okay.
Right?
I like that. Okay. That's great. That's great. Love that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you both.
Right on, brother.
Thanks
God
for
bless
doing
you.
the interview. And I hope you have a great one, okay?
Thank you.
All right.